Training your face is the best method out there to improve your facial attractiveness naturally. And it completely fixed 4 things: my prey eyes, my skin hanging off from my jaw, my narrow feminine face, and my posture. And all it took was doing a few exercises every other day for under just 5 minutes before I went to sleep. But just before I tell you the exercises, I want to tell you something that no one else in the looksmaxxing space ever tells you. Looksmaxxing was never about getting perfect features and improving every single insecurity that you have, because it's simply not possible. Listen here. I know it's the unsexy truth, because obviously we all want to reach the greatest height possible and become the most attractive version of ourselves, because we know that it is truly gonna benefit us the most in life. An attractive person simply just have more opportunities and better treatment than an unattractive person. But I want you to remember something. No one can become perfect. I learned this lesson when I looked into Jordan Barrett's history. When he was in his prime, you would probably think he's perfect. He's the best looking guy that there ever has been to exist. At least that's what I thought when I looked at him the first time. But then something clicked in my mind and I thought, but why does such a person like him, who should have all the good traits in his look, still get buccal fat removal? I believe it's because he has had so much pressure to achieve perfection with his looks. But if we look at his prime versus how he looks now, which one would you say is the most attractive? Because if you prefer how he looks now, I'm sad to say that I think you might be lost. But I don't blame you, because I was the exact same in a period. We have all been manipulated by the algorithms of these perfect AI features accounts. You have probably seen them on Instagram, that they have been popping off and they just look perfect. But it's all fucking AI generated. And more than anything now, it's all about angles. So my point with this is that if there's one thing I want you to take from this video, it's that strive for improvement. Don't strive for perfection, because no one is perfect. So when we look at the theory about training our face, it's actually pretty simple. Let me tell you an analogy that I want you to think about from now on. And that is, if you wanted to become more attractive with your body, what do? Well, we will probably train our muscles to become bigger, more defined, and that way we will become more attractive. But what if I told you that our face actually has muscles as well, just like our body has? Wouldn't it then make sense that we will actually train our face as well to become attractive, just like we would do, for example, going to the gym, training to get bigger and more defined biceps, for example. That is exactly why that I have developed a method that I call the 4KFM method. It stands for the 4 key facial muscles in our face that when trained, you will completely transform your face, just like I have done here. So let me walk you through exactly what these 4 exercises are to train these 4 facial muscles. So the exercise number 1 I learned is something called a neck curl. You've probably heard about it because it's some of the most, what you could say, normalized exercises in the looksmaxxing community. And if you don't know the science behind it, it's pretty simple. We basically have certain muscles around our neck called the supra, which is directly under our chin right here, and our infrahiatal muscles, which is aligned with our neck right here. And the thing is, those 2 muscles, the infra and suprahiatal muscles, are directly connected to a U-shaped bone that we have right under our chin, which is called the hyatt bone. Meaning that if we train the supra and infrahiatal muscles, we can actually lift the hyatt bone up naturally, so we can get less skin hanging off under our jaw in a rested position. You know, without forcing it by doing like the hollow method, like, you know, trying to suffocate yourself or some stupid shit. I have filmed a step-by-step guide exactly how to do this, so follow it as best as you can right now, so you don't forget about how to do the movement later on, because it's pretty difficult to get down without anyone to kind of walk you through it step by step. Holy shit. Are we looking good or what, boys? Okay, so let me show you exactly how to do the neck curl exercise. So what I want you to do first is that you find your bed, and then you want to align your shoulders with the end of your bed. That is basically the rule number 1. So let's do that. So when you're in that position, now what we simply just want to think about is bringing your chin backwards. So it looks exactly like this. The neutral position, bring your chin backwards like this. Get as big of a stretch as possible to activate the infrared suprahiatus the most. Then from this position, you simply just think about bringing your chin into this hole of your neck, like this. Then what you do from here is do it again. So bring your chin upwards again, into this hole right here. And then you simply just repeat it, like that, and you will really activate the supra and the infrahiatal muscles, which will help you raise up that higher bone. Let's go. But even over just a video call like this, you could kind of call it, it's still difficult to actually get the movement down correctly. That's why in this current moment, I'm actually doing free calls. So if you're interested in this and you want to my help for 1 hour for free, then you can go have a look at the top link of the description. All the details are there. So exercise number 2, the eye puller. So that was actually a study done by someone named Kyung Hee from a university from South Korea. And what this study found out was very interesting, because he did an experiment with the orbicularis oculi, which was the muscle around the eye. And what he actually realized with this was that it can be trained to become more firm and have a good amount of elasticity. And those two exact traits are actually what attractiveness researchers have actually been proving is one of the most attractive traits that you can have. And it shows that you have a relaxed face, which is so much more attractive than having those dead eyes, as you can see I had in my before picture. So now let me show you again exactly a step-by-step guide on how to do it. Follow it as best as you can. Awesome. So now the next exercise, the eye puller. So this is very difficult to do. At least that's what all my students always tell me. But I will try my best to walk you through this. So first of all, you take your finger, your index finger, and put it by the end of your eyebrow under your upper eyelid, like this. Not all the way here, but a little bit around the arc. Then what you simply do from here is bring your finger upwards, straight like this. Upwards, and then here the interesting thing happens. You gotta twist your finger to the side and pull upwards and sidewards. From here you simply just squint as hard as possible, and then you just do it till failure. So exercise number 3, it's just simply chewing correctly and on harder foods. So what I actually recommend you do is actually go onto a website called jawliner.com. I'm not sponsored by this, so it just goes to say that it's actually a legit and good website. So what I want you to do on this website is not to buy the gum, because gum will actually make you more asymmetrical, which I can cover in another video if you're interested. So what I want you to actually buy on this website is those kind of pads. I will show exactly what they look like on the screen. And you simply just want to buy the package where there's 3 levels: beginner, intermediate, and expert. Then you simply just want to build your way up until you have your masseter muscles, which is basically just your chewing muscles on the side here, at the same level as your neck width. For maximum attractiveness, they have to be the exact same width. That's like the golden ratio. But if you're low on a budget, don't worry. You simply just want to think about chewing on harder foods. And then you simply just want to think about when chewing, using your tongue to press it up against the food, so it goes directly on the top of the roof of your mouth. This is what I call chew mewing. When you chew mew, you'll actually, when doing these 4 exercises, you will completely transform your face. Just take a look at my example from my before and after. As I said in the start, I completely fixed my prey eyes. I fixed my feminine features and my narrow face. I fixed my forward growth. I fixed my skin hanging off under my jawline. All these different things will be fixed if you do these 4 exercises correctly. If you still don't believe me, you can even have a look at my students who has also transformed after just a couple of months of implementing this advice. Now, if I can ask you one favor, I have one big goal before the summer ends. I want to reach 10k subscribers so I can help more people realize that you can improve your looks naturally, instead of in this looksmaxxing niche with bone smashing and peptides being so heavily advertised for. So it will mean the absolute world to me if you will go down and click subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it.